Here we go.
A movie like this, when you go to watch this, and I'm talking about Toy Story 4 here for the spoiler-free movie review, and a movie like this takes me back. It takes me back when I got into Disney and Disney Pixar movies and started in games like this. Kingdom Hearts, for example, Disney tie-ins with characters that you meet, and you end up playing not even just the games and just the movies that you go to watch. And movies was like this was like childhood memories like Toy Story, and maybe some of the old cartoons that you used to watch, some of the 90s Looney Tunes or whatever you grew up watching. Those movies or those TV shows or maybe some of those games that you play today that you'll look back on and you get to play. You see those games just remastered and just brought back to life and just another sequel, a brand new installment. It takes you back and you get to relive those memories. And that's what happened to me when I watched Toy Story 4. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't even watch, maybe don't even like Disney movies or Pixar movies and say, oh, they're too kiddie, they're not even really all that good, or maybe this movie wasn't all that good for the reviews. But I feel like some people who probably never even watched Toy Story, never even know what Toy Story is, or never even watched these type of movies before, they're not going to even go give this movie a chance. And they'll go based off a review or someone else said, but they won't, take the time to go and watch it. I think if you have seen Toy Story before and you loved it, you played with the toys or whatever you have, maybe some of the games that you heard of it, you've seen some of it a little bit, but before you go and watch this movie, I gotta recommend to go watch Toy Story 3, because if you don't watch Toy Story 3, you won't have any idea how the toys end up where they are today. Well, in this particular movie, you won't have any idea who the owner is, the new toy owner is, Bonnie, the character. I'm not going to give too much away. I'm not going to give anything away about what happens to the toys or uh, who do they see, what happens to one particular toy that makes a particular decision, and just anything like that. I don't want to give the movie away. But that's what I got from this movie. When you watch Toy Story 4, so many childhood memories, and then you get to see those toys just make their return, and some of those newer characters, newer faces that you'll be able to see in this movie, toys that you've never seen before. And just when you see the purpose of these toys, and I think one particular character I don't want to mention, but I just thought that was just had like some, I would say, devious intentions or just coming out as an antagonist character. But once you understand their purpose and what their goals are for these particular characters and what they're really trying to do, it's very touching. It's very heartfelt, and you're gonna get that kind of feeling from this movie. It's a cute movie. I recommend it to anyone out there, especially if you love Toy Story, if you like these Pixar movies like me, and you play games like Kingdom Hearts, just like I had to mention in this particular review. And I got to be a part of that world. That world was in the newest Kingdom Hearts 3, the game, and it took me back. Not even just from the memories of playing that game earlier this year, and just all the other movies in general. Just seeing those characters, Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and all those other ones, the main characters that you'll probably already know of the main toys of Toy Story. Because when you think of Toy Story, you're thinking about Woody or Buzz Lightyear, or maybe Rex or wherever character that comes to mind. But you gotta check this out. And just to explain the plot really quickly, um, she basically the owner basically goes on a road trip, and she's already basically getting ready for she's getting ready to head off to kindergarten, and she has basically a little some extra days, a little some extra days or extra days left of summer vacation, I want to say. And they end up taking this road trip. They end up meeting a brand new character. A brand new character is introduced in this movie that has in a very important role, and the toys band together to try to keep up with this, keep an eye out, an eye on this particular toy. And there's many other characters, just like I mentioned earlier, you're gonna be able to see that never really appeared in Toy Story 1 and 3. You're gonna see those other characters come back, and also just newer characters that you never even seen before in this movie. Not all of them from Toy Story 3 you're gonna probably recognize. They're not gonna be appearing in the movie, but you're gonna see all those different toys come together. You're gonna see choices being made, just heartfelt choices, and just I would say differences being displayed in this particular movie that you're gonna find out. But I just don't want to give away what happens to this character. What does he decide to do? What about a particular character? Do we end up losing any sort of toys? What has do we have a did we get to see some of those original owners from the previous movies that we know and loved and remember from those older previous installments of this movie series? I'm not gonna say nothing about that, but that's based on the plot. It's one particular toy that ends up being introduced and has this very important role, and it basically the toys are really just trying to get after and trying to find them, and just keep up with them, and just keep an eye on them and everything like that. But it's so much more to it, and just some other toys that ended up that Woody and the gang encounters in this movie, you're gonna really see, and it's very touching. I really enjoyed it, and I just don't. I want to say so much more right now, but I just don't want to just say something in particular and then just give the whole movie away and then just spoil it for anyone. I want you guys to check it out, especially if you love Toy Story, if you like Disney Pixar movies like me. I love it. This was one of my favorite movies of the year for sure. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfect movie for me. It gets a 5 out of 5 for me. But for someone who doesn't like Disney Pixar movies, they'll probably skip it. But I think it's worth a watch, even if you are not into this type of movie, these type of movies, because the story, the characters, the emotion, as the movie goes on, you get to know them and you understand their goals of what their whole purpose is as a toy and what they really want, what the decisions that they really want to do, and just life as a toy, their life as a toy, and what they really want to do, and their decisions going forward will be made in this movie. So you can definitely check it out. It's definitely worth a watch for me. Check it out. I recommend it, especially just again if you like Toy Story, you like Disney Pixar movies like me. It's definitely a movie to watch, a must see for you. But if you don't like it, you're free to have your opinion. And if you don't want to watch it, that's fine too. But thanks for watching. I just had to talk about it. But for me, it was a childhood memory relived. I love Toy Story. I'm looking forward to the next. What Lion King is coming out next. We got all these different movies that's coming out, and they might even be able to do even more. And just movies like this, it just makes them stand out. It's just one of the best movies for this year. Just coming as a Disney Pixar fan. So check it out when you guys get a chance. Definitely recommend it. And if you have seen it, let me know what you guys think, because I know it's different opinions out there. People thinking, oh, it's not that good. So well, take it from me. It's definitely worth the watch, and just learn the characters, just get to know them, and then you'll find out what the decisions they make going forward as a toy.